What's up, ACL Nation? I'm gonna have Baggin' Bill Hadley, champion of senior singles, as well as an impressive performance in pro doubles back at the Cornhole Mania, on the show this week. And we're also going to go through the 2021 ACL World Championships schedule and the ACL Pro Qualifier. This is the ACL Throwdown. Yes, ACL Nation, we are going to have Baggin' Bill Hadley on the show this week. But first, my hashtag Trey's Takes, and this week we have to talk about the 2021 ACL World Championships and the 2021 ACL Pro Qualifier. So many great things going on this year, and it all leads up to the biggest event of the season, which takes place August 2nd through August 8th. At the Rock Hill Sports and Events Center, also home to the new ACL HQ in Rock Hill, South Carolina. The longest World Championship event that we've ever had kicks off Monday, ends on Sunday. Really 7 days of cornhole action, non-stop. It is going to be an incredible week, and we're going to be there all week long, ready to suit over 1,000 players. It will be the largest cornhole event in the history of the ACL, so it is going to be incredible. We got all the details for you. 4 divisions of skill levels: pro, advanced, competitive, and intermediate. All of those different skill levels are going to have an opportunity to compete. Who can register? We are going to open registration for the World Championships and the Pro Qualifier, which I'll get to in a second, on June 7th for Platinum ACL members. So if you want first dibs at getting into that World Championship, you need to make sure that you are a Platinum ACL member. It will stay open for Platinum members for 1 full week, first come, first serve for those Platinum members. Then 1 week later on June 14th, it will open to all Gold ACL members. So you have to be a Gold member to register after that. Again, first come, first serve for Gold members for 1 week. And then if spots are still available on June 21st, the registration will open to the general public for any last minute spots for people to grab. So again, another reason for you to grab that ACL Platinum membership in order to get that priority registration and reserve your spot for the 2021 ACL World Championships. Okay, so schedule Monday, August 2nd, we're gonna have intermediate and competitive crew cup, intermediate singles, and competitive doubles. So the front half of the week is going to be loaded with intermediate and competitive level events. The middle of the week will feature some of our specialty events, as well as our advanced level events. And then the ending of the week will headline a lot of our pro division events. So Monday, 8-2, we have intermediate crew cup, competitive crew cup, intermediate singles, and competitive doubles. Moving on to Tuesday, that's August 3rd, Tuesday, August 3rd, intermediate doubles, competitive blind draw, competitive singles, and intermediate blind draw, as well as the ACL Director blind draw on Tuesday, August 3rd. Moving on to Wednesday, August 4th. Again, starting to get into the middle section of our events with some of our specialty events. Women's singles, senior singles, co-ed doubles, big blind draw number 1, and 70+ senior singles on Wednesday, August 4th. You want to check that out. Thursday, August 5th, women's doubles, senior doubles, pro singles, and advanced blind draw. So again, starting to get into our advanced and pro events on Thursday, August 5th. Friday, August 6th, pro doubles, advanced crew cup, advanced singles, pro blind draw, and our first live ESPN telecast. It'll be at 8 p.m. that evening. So that's Friday, August 6th. Saturday, August 7th, we'll have pro crew cup, advanced doubles, the ACL Conference Cup, and another big blind draw, as well as our second live ESPN telecast at 1 p.m. on ESPN. And then finally, we'll wrap things up with another ESPN broadcast on Sunday, 8/8. That'll be at 1 p.m. But of course, we'll also feature our pro qualifier on Sunday all day long. So a jam-packed schedule all week long. It's going to be incredible. You make sure you want to check it out. And like I said, this entire schedule is on the website, iplaycornhole.com. Click on the news tab. Now, for many people asking about the 2021 ACL Pro Qualifier, again, will open just like the World Championships will as far as registration goes. The only change this year, only 256 spots last season. This season, 512 spots up for grabs for that 2021 ACL Pro Qualifier. So if you think you have what it takes to become an ACL Pro, this is your opportunity to compete in one event and get into that. So 512 spots divided into 2 sessions. So there will be a morning 9 a.m. session and an afternoon 3 p.m. session. Okay, you sign up for one or the other. You will play 8 rounds of ACL Rounders, which is a progressive round robin type event. So the top 32 players out of that 512 person field, regardless of session, it's the top 32 across both sessions, will automatically qualify for the 2022 ACL Pro Division. So if you think you got what it takes to be an ACL Pro, if you're not going to qualify by that ACL Open standings, or if you're an ACL Pro that's not going to qualify via the top 50 and top 100 qualifications, it is your turn to compete in the 2021 ACL Pro Qualifier. So 2 sessions, ACL Rounders, you sign up for one, and you got to finish in the top 32. Again, Platinum registration will open on June 7th, Gold on June 14th, and then open to the general public for any spots remaining on June 21st. Going to be an incredible week of cornhole. We're going to have plenty more details to release in the coming months, but wanted to get all this out there so everybody's ready, everybody's locked and loaded for the biggest event of the ACL season. Let's get to my conversation with Baggin' Bill Hadley, see if he's still fired up from his big senior singles win at the 2021 ACL Cornhole Mania. ACL Nation, I got Baggin' Bill Hadley calling in from beautiful Arizona. Bill, first I got to say, I don't think anybody has had the ACL Throwdown background that you got going on right
yes.
now. You're making us all very, very jealous right now. So I got to say, I love the background. But Bill, huge win in Wichita at the Cornhole Mania in senior singles. What was it like? How does it feel? What did it feel like to get that signature win in singles in that event?
Yeah, I mean, it was great. It really didn't hit me until afterwards. I wasn't really thinking about it. I was just trying to, keep rolling at the time. And then, it's kind of afterwards that later that night, I was like, wow, I actually won an event. So, it was huge. It was a lot of fun, and I played very well that day, so it helped.
Yeah, played very well in that finals match against BTB, Big Time Bob, an 11.0 round average. That is incredible. But did it feel like that? I mean, did you walk out of that finals and say to yourself, man, I killed it? Or was it kind of like you didn't realize how well you played until someone kind of told you afterwards?
Yeah, well, I kind of knew because I knew I would have to beat Bob. So I knew I was throwing good. And then, once I had the lead, I was like, I just tried to keep the pressure on him. And so I was just trying to put him in the hold and, try to take advantage when I could.
Yeah, absolutely. So not only you had that big performance in senior singles, but then you turn around with Doug Zaft, and you guys have an incredible run. You guys go all the way undefeated through your bracket. You make a Final Four in doubles. You draw a big game against Jamie Graham and Matt Guy. So first, before we get into that semifinals match, what was it? What was it like to have such a strong performance in doubles? Because you and Doug have been around for a good bit, but you finally kind of got your breakout performance right now and at this past event. What was that like?
Exactly. Well, then it was well wanted. It's 3 years being pro, and we knew we could do it. It was just a matter of being both on at the same time and throwing good. And Doug's been playing phenomenal this year. So that's a huge bonus for us.
Yeah, nobody was cheering harder than Todd Kosicki. So I know he was fired up for you guys. So, let's go to that semifinals match. I mean, did you when Doug kind of hit that second to last shot right before the Jamie Graham push, I got to ask you, did you feel like you had it won? I mean, that shot by Jamie Graham was just ridiculous. I honestly remember sitting in the booth going, I think they're actually going to win this thing. And Jamie Graham comes out of nowhere. I mean, what was the feeling in that last round?
Yeah, in that last round, I mean, it was a phenomenal shot by Jamie. Yeah. But I was thinking, all right, hopefully, we'll get 2 out of this round. And I was hoping to get a chance to redeem myself because I didn't play great that game, but so I kind of wanted another shot at it. But yeah, it was a great shot by Jamie. He took his time. He knew exactly what he wanted to do, and he executed it. So yeah. Kudos to him. That was a great shot.
Yeah. Now you guys you guys are certainly now got to be viewed as the veterans, kind of as the West Coast. When it comes to West Coast cornhole, you guys have been around probably the longest out of anybody. I know you're specifically kind of an East Coast transplant, if you will, right. But at the same time, you're still kind of leading that charge out West. And does it kind of feel that way? Do you guys feel as if you are kind of the leaders out there? Do you guys feel like you're kind of carrying the torch for the West Coast, or does it really just feel like, hey, one time we got lucky, but next time it's going to be somebody else, or what's kind of the feeling of you and Doug as leaders of the West Coast?
I think we kind of look at ourselves as the veterans, I guess. As far as players, there's so many. Just all across the country, there's so many great players and great teams out there. So I think we kind of look at it as more of the veterans leading the West Coast, because like I said, there are so many great teams out there. And I mean, look at Parrott and Brevin are killing it. I think they're ranked in the top 10 in doubles. And so there's a lot of great teams out there. So I guess as far as I'm concerned, I look at it as probably one of the older guys leading the group.
and Lopez and Zazueta, another young team. So I mean, it's great to see that as far as an emergence of the teams out West. But obviously, you guys having a strong year. So Bill, when you look at your performance, I think you got to be pretty proud of it when you look at Wichita, Kansas. Now, when you look forward to, we'll be in Vegas, obviously, then Valley Forge, and wrap up at the World Championships, and include even the shootouts throughout the shootout series. How does a performance like Kansas shape your mentality for the rest of the season? Does it give you more confidence? Does it add more pressure? Does it make you more excited? How does your performance there at the Cornhole Mania shape how you look for the rest of the year?
Yeah, I think, I guess we'll wait and see what happens with Vegas, but I think it makes me more confident. I really don't get nervous when I'm playing, but so with that, I think for me, I look at it as, all right, let's show you belong here, so I want to stay up there, so I don't really look at it as, that's how I try to kind of play it, so it's, I'm going to try to use it as, let's show that I belong up there. So.
Well, Bill, you certainly belong up there. You had an incredible performance in Wichita, Kansas, and not that you need it. I will wish you luck for the rest of the season. And I will say, even if you don't do well on the boards, you have a beautiful pool in the background, so you can always. And I see the board set up behind you. That's nobody's beating that practice facility. I can promise you that.
It's a very good practice facility.
Well, Bill, thank you so much. I appreciate you joining us this week. And like I said, good luck for the rest of the season. You in singles, senior singles, and of course, you and Doug as you battle through pro doubles the rest of the way. Thanks, Bill.
All right. Thanks for having me, Trey.
Baggin' Bill Hadley, a pleasure as always. Such a positive force in the Western United States and in that West ACL conference. Thanks, Bill, for your time. I know we already recapped all of the World Championship and ACL Pro Qualifier details. But if you missed it, you can always go to iPlayCornhole.com, click on the news tab, and on that first page of the news section, you're going to see that ACL World Championships and ACL Pro Qualifier article where you can see all of the details for the biggest event of the ACL season. That's all the time that we got this week for the American Cornhole League. This has been your host, Trey Ryder. We'll see you guys next week.